G'day, I'm Kiona from Kiona Music. I know, you wouldn't guess it, but I look like a unicorn, but it's actually me, Kiona. Hey, how you going? Today we're going to look at characters, animated characters, that you can control to a degree in a free software called Character Animator by Adobe. Now, I'll put all the information in the clicky bits in the description below, but just to let you know, I'm not sponsored in any way by Adobe. Maybe one day. But at the moment, they're not sponsoring me. It's just something that I use. I do have the pro version, but you can get the free version and start with the starter puppets in the starter software, which is really cool. So we're going to have a look at that today. So starter mode is the free version, which you can download. You'll find a link in the description below, and it also details on their website how it works, how to install it, and what to do. You do actually need to download the program, the Creative Cloud, and you'll get the starter version if you follow the instructions. You'll also have to create an Adobe account. So if you choose not to, then you won't be able to access it. But if you're okay to create an account, which is free, then you'll be able to do this. The idea is the starter mode is to just simply get you started. So there are several different characters here that you can use for free. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will show you a few. And as you may have seen in my previous video, which I'll link at the end of this video, here is Stardust. Now, look, I've never played around with Fin Starter, which is the goldfish. So let's have a look at the goldfish. This looks cool. Okay, so what happens is as you can see in the screen here, my face is up the top. You do need a camera and you also need a microphone. So you will need a camera and you will need to do Calibrate, pretty easy. And that will put, if you can now see, I have little green dots where my eyes are, and it will track my blinking. If I blink, it'll track my blinking, and it will also track my mouth. You can do one of two things with the characters. You can record face and voice, and you can also import recorded speech. Now, the import recorded speech is really good if you want your character to sing for your Rocktober music video. It's actually better to do that and import just the vocal line that you want your character to do, whether it's a harmony line or oohs and ahs, or as a support in the background, or you want your main character to be the main vocals. That way the software isn't confused by all the other sounds of the musical instruments. The other way I found that you can do it is if you're listening on headphones or earbuds or something to the song and you sing along to it here, it doesn't have to be perfect singing, but just as long as it's in time, then you'll be able to record your character moving accordingly. All right, so let's have a look at another character. So here we are. I've just pressed the home key and it goes back to this screen again. And we may as well bring up something a bit different. Let's go. She looks pretty cool. Yuko Starter. Some of my favourite colours, the purple and teal. If you go to Pro mode, it does cost money for Pro mode, but there are options available. If you plan to do more in Character Animator, then you can get them to be called rigged and have different rigging for body parts and then move whole of body and all sorts of things. But for this one, I'll show you why in a minute why the arms, you can't actually manually move them using your camera up here. Now, if you're not too sure whether your face is centered or not, again, press the Calibrate button. You can also down here in this little button here, this is background. You can change the background to something else. We can be in a stadium. especially if we're doing a rock video. We can be here with all the lights on and we could be cheering soon. So let's sing something. I'm going to sing some of my song and record face and voice. Countdown is on. I am grateful for the flowers and the trees, even though they make me sneeze. I am grateful. I am grateful. And just press finish recording. And there's our recording. And once we press finish, what will happen is we'll get all of these different symbols appear. Now, these are all of the emotions or movements that are available. And what we can do is we can press play and we'll hear it. I am grateful for the flowers and the trees, even though they make me sneeze. I am grateful. Let's have a look. This one is a gesture right. Have we got a hello? Gesture left, gesture both. Embarrassed, shocked, sad, angry. Oh, here we go. Here's a wave. So all we do is we find what we want and then we just drag it over to the part of the timeline we want and we can just put it there. And if we don't want to wave for the entire time, we just want a short wave at the beginning, then we can just do that and drag it across the timeline. And then we can press the space bar or the play button here and see it in action. I am grateful for... So the song is I am grateful. So let's here put a gesture to the right and you just drag it along to there. And we can shorten that one. And then a gesture to the left. And we can shorten that one. Put it back to the beginning. And we've got the start of I am grateful. Really cool. Okay, so here's an issue. If you only got a short clip, then these need to go for a little bit longer. So let's drag them out. Because it started doing the action, but then it couldn't finish it, so it stopped. All right, let's try again. I am grateful for the flowers and the trees, even though they make... So there you go. So that one's really cool. Let's put that one in. There we go. Make me sneeze, I am grateful. Sweet. So let's have a look at some more. And some of them have different animations too. So here's a good starter one, Chloe Starter. And so Chloe Starter is a full-bodied one as well. Some are full-bodied, some are half-bodied. And so we'll record face and voice here and it'll give us the time in again. And this time I'm just going to talk for a little bit and look straight at the camera, and I can move my head a little bit and I can sway a little bit. And some characters have, if you turn your head, you'll get different angles, but this one is only straight on. So it'll get me swaying from side to side and you'll see the physics of the hair moving, which is really cool. And we'll finish recording there and see what emotions she's got for this one. So she starts off and we've got a wave, hello. So we can put that one at the start. And then we've got a sad, we've got nonchalant, look there. We've got little love hearts. Oh, that's cute. So different characters have got different things. We've got a blush. There we go. So she can blush a bit. And some have got a little bit of a dance. So it's worth having a little bit of a play around to see what characters do what. So let's see this performance. And this time I'm just going to talk for a little bit and look straight at the camera, and I can move my head a little bit and I can sway a little bit. And some characters have, if you turn your head, you'll get different angles, but this one is only straight on. So it'll get me swaying from side to side. All right, so I'm going to leave that one there and go back to the home page and have a look at one more before we finish up on the video. Let's see. I'm yeah, let's do a robot, because robot could be very cool, especially if you do have um, some audio where you decide to put on a robotic type voice. I don't have one handy, but it would be cool. So let's record this one. And here we go. We're recording like a robot. I can't talk in a robotic voice at the moment, but it would be really cool if I had a plugin that would make my voice really robotic now. It would be awesome. But this is something that you could add as you record, or record some audio and then drag it in. Let's finish recording now. Here we go. The other thing that's really cool too is you can not only change the backgrounds, so we could make it a clubhouse, we could make it a night scene, we could have him on Mars. So let's put him on Mars, and we can also change the aspect ratio if we were going to create something for square or for portrait, for Instagram or mobile phone or whatever. So we can do that within the free version, which is really, really cool. And this is 16:9 ratio. So let's have a look at the emotions of a robot. We have here a worried, a squint, a skeptical. Is that what a skeptical robot looks like? Claws. There we go. So we've got some claws. We've got a dancing robot. Oh, look. And I don't know if you can see that on the chest of the robot there. We've got the music symbol there. We've got an alert, and his eyes have changed. Question. I love that. That's so cool. Oh, I love hearts. I've never seen this one before. Okay. This one's electric. We've got fire. We've got a sword. So the face opens. So let's drag some of these really cool ones down here and see what these go like. So this is something that, again, you can just play with for hours, and I have been known to. But it is lots of fun, and you can do all sorts of things. And especially if you wanted to bring in other characters. So let's have a play with this one and see what this one looks like.
And here we go, we're recording like a robot. I can't talk in a robotic voice at the moment, but it would be really cool if I had a plugin that would make my voice really robotic now. It would be awesome. But this is something that you could add as you record, or record some audio and then drag it in. Let's finish recording now.
That is awesome. Let's go home again. Okay. Let's pick one more just to have a have a look at. There's some really cool ones here. For Mr. Business Starter. There we go. If you wanted to do a business one. Now what you can do as well is you can, of course, add a green screen. So if you wanted to do any of the characters to a green screen, you certainly can. And then once you've created something, I'll show you this one. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this afternoon's lecture on green screens. Behind me, you will see this is a green screen. All right, very official there. So let's see what he comes up with. Bit of a question. Yep. Counting to 5. Counts 1. Oh, okay. So yeah, it is a business. If you were going to, here's my dot point number 5. Hello. Excited. Angry. A lot of them have angry in them. embarrassed, sad, shocked, and a wave. So let's put a wave in the start. We just drag and drop that in there. And if that's what we wanted to have, and let's just say this is our final thing, we've put all of our emotions and things in across the bottom here and our actions that we've decided to do. What we can do then, especially if it's a green screen, is we can go File and Export, and we can do a quick export. And when we do this, we can do it as an MP4. And that will put it to the file location, and we can make it high quality, low quality, medium, and we can then export it. It'll export as an MP4, and you can use that in whatever app you're using or program, whether it be Adobe Premiere Pro is what I use, or DaVinci Resolve, or iMovie, or I think for a lot of Apple users, it's Luma Fusion, I think, is what is the other. I haven't never used it, but I believe that's what it's called. But you can use any of these clips that you've created for free and drag and drop them. And as I say, you can use multiple characters with the same voice or whatever, and you can import recorded speech, which is very easy. It's really cool fun, and it will make your videos just that little bit more interesting. So look, all the links will be in the clicky bits below, and you can find out more at your leisure. Let's choose another one, and I have someone in mind when I choose this character. We've just gone to the home button again, and we can choose another one, and here is the wrestler starter. Because I believe there are several people in the world that like wrestlers. I'm going to change it to a green screen because I might use the wrestler in my music video, because this is very cool. I only just found this one out. So once we export this as an MP4, we can then put it in whatever video editing software we're using, and we can use the chroma key and get rid of the green. But you just got to be mindful if the character has green in it. So for example, you may notice when you look really closely at my unicorn, because my unicorn's got green in the top of the mane, it does sort of fade a little bit. Shh, don't tell anyone. So again, we get ready to calibrate. We look direct in the camera so it can pick up the eyes and the mouth, but no smiling. So we don't want any sort of smiles or anything, just looking straight at the camera, and then press calibrate. Okay, so that way it should pick up our eye movement and our mouth movement. Just be mindful too, if you wear glasses, you may need to take them off too. But we're going to record something here and then have a play at some of the actions, which are pretty cool. So let's look at this one. It'll time us in. G'day, I'm Keonra, and I'm a wrestler. You wouldn't know it, but that pesky unicorn's just been around the place hassling everyone. I reckon we ought to get rid of that unicorn. It's just rainbows and love and dancing all over the place. I reckon we should squash the unicorns. A little bit violent, really, that. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the actions here. So we've got a wave, so we can put the wave in at the start. And you can drag these around. So let's put the wave right at the start, just there. And we get a little bit of leeway because we might want to edit that in or fade it in with our editing software. So just be mindful of that. So we'll put the wave there, and then we can add some other things. And this one is really cool, a bit of a jump. And we can move these around, of course. And of course, this one at the end where we're going to squish the unicorn. No violence intended, really. Let's have a listen and see what that comes up with. I'll have to put my headphones on for this. So let's have a listen. G'day, I'm Keonra, and I'm a wrestler. You wouldn't know it, but that pesky unicorn's just been around the place hassling everyone. I reckon we ought to get... We'll put an angry face in there. Get rid of that unicorn. It's just rainbows and love. And we'll put a gesture for both there. Love and dancing all over the place. And we'll put head scratch in there. Whoops, no, we'll take that one out. So you can just, once it's highlighted, drag it around, or you can hit the delete button if you don't want that. We've already got the arms out. Let's put that one in there. That's a short one. There we go. I reckon we should squash the unicorns. Oh, that didn't work. Let's take that one out again and put it back in. There we go. Because when we put the other one in, it moved it. So they are dependent upon the timing. So you can adjust the timings a little bit, but some of them have to run for a certain time. So let's play it and see what we come up with. G'day, I'm Kionra and I'm a wrestler. I reckon I might move that one across to there. All right, let's do that again. G'day, I'm Kionra and I'm a wrestler. You wouldn't know it, but that pesky unicorn's just been around the place hassling everyone. I reckon we ought to get rid of that unicorn. It's just rainbows and love and dancing all over the place. I reckon we should squash the unicorns. So that's really cool. Let's see if we can extend that bit, and we'll just have a play from this bit onwards. Place, I reckon we should squash the unicorns. Perfect. So we'll need to trim that when we get to our video software, of course. But I think that is great. So then what we do is we just hit the button up here to export it, and we want high quality and hit export. And that will go through and it will export it for us. Right, there we go. And we're back to, here we go. So you can see me again up the top there. So this is so easy to use. It is really good fun. You can import your own recorded speech or your song. Make sure there's no instruments with it, just your vocals. I won't go through that one. You can play with that yourself. Again, it's very easy to use. Choose your different backgrounds, or you can choose a colour that works with your character. As I said before, see the green there? As soon as I put it on a green screen and I key that out, I lose a little bit of the green up here and here. So I've got to do a lot of adjustments in my video editing, but it kind of works and it's really cool. And if you wanted to, you could have just the scenes that are available to you. G'day, I'm Kionra and I'm a wrestler. You wouldn't know it, but that pesky unicorn's just been around the place hassling everyone. I reckon we ought to get rid of that unicorn. It's just rainbows and love and dancing all over the place. I reckon we should squash the unicorns. Well, that wrestler was a little bit violent. I'm a bit afraid. I hope he doesn't really mean that he's going to squash all the unicorns. I hope not. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Have fun with Character Animator. And if you do decide to actually use any characters or just even to have a look at, put in the comments below which one's your favourite. I like Stardust here, the unicorn, but you know, I'm a bit biased. I like unicorns. So enjoy the rest of Rocktober. I'll still be making my video at some point, and I might show you what I do in Adobe Premiere Pro with my unicorn. That sounds a bit weird. On that happy note, until next time, take it easy, enjoy Character Animator, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye. Bye. Check out my other video. Bye. See ya.